Hello there. Thanks for turning the pages of Jamaica Magazine with us today. A very informative show awaits you, so stay right there as I take you through the chapters. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson.
A healthy and educated people living in a clean, natural environment, reducing crime, improving the justice system and governance, building a prosperous economy. It's not just a vision, it's reality. Learn about the plan. Join the vision.
My country, Jamaica, has a rich heritage and is very unique. If we all pull together, we can make it the place of choice to
live, work, raise family, and to do business.
For more information on Vision 2030, call the Planning Institute of Jamaica or visit vision2030.gov.jm, your parish library, school library, or the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Carrie Ann Smith, and this is your JIS News for Monday, March 5. The Ministry of Finance has increased its funding capacity for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises (MSMEs). This is possible because of a $15 million loan agreement signed with the World Bank on Friday under the Access to Finance for MSME project.
It will support more than 1,000 partial credit guarantees to enable the financial sector to provide more loans to small and medium enterprises through the Improved Credit Enhancement Facility. In addition, an SME fund will mobilize $10 million for private investors to capitalize a fund that will provide risk capital financing for those companies.
Disbursement of the funds will be executed by the Development Bank of Jamaica (DBJ) over a 5-year period. Finance Minister Audley Shaw says it's part of government's continuous work to create an environment for MSMEs to invest, grow, and create sustainable economic development over the medium to long term.
The MSME sector represents the ideal channel in which Jamaica can attain the production of high-quality goods and services, earn foreign exchange, increase employment opportunities, and reduce import dependence.
Ground has been broken for the installation of a hybrid energy storage system that will ensure uninterrupted electricity supply from the JPS Hunts Bay Power Plant substation in St. Andrew. This 24.5 megawatt system is the first of its kind in the Caribbean. It will use a combination of high and low speed flywheels and containerized lithium-ion batteries to ensure readily available supply in the event that the company's solar and wind renewable systems lose power due to cloud cover or reduced wind. It's been constructed at a cost of $21.6 million and is slated for an April 2019 completion date. Energy Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley says this supports government's efforts for a diversified energy mix.
We have seen diversification in our fuel source in that we are incorporating now LNG, which is a cleaner source of fuel and a relatively cheaper source. But I want to use the opportunity to inform Jamaica and by extension investors that even though we are incorporating more LNG into this matrix, we are not about to transfer our dependency from one fuel source, HFO, to LNG.
Government will be rolling out its digital mobile classroom project this year to help bridge the digital divide faced by some students.
Part of the difficulty used to be that when the children leave and go home, if they don't have access to internet, then they're unable to access the resources. We're working with a company through the OAS, which will be able to provide offline capability that you don't have to have the internet to access the educational resources that we have provided. And you will hear a lot more about that during the course of this year as we roll out our pilot.
The Education State Minister made the announcement at the 10th Biennial College Libraries Information Network Collinet Symposium held recently at the Holiday Inn Resort in Rose Hall, St. James. The offline platform is being implemented by the ministry in collaboration with the Organization of American States Inter-American Telecommunication Commission. Academic performance at the Warsaw Primary and Infant School in Trelawney has improved, due in large part to recent improvements of the physical plant. Principal of the institution, Stephanie Codling Smith, made the announcement at a recent function to officially hand over the refurbished facilities.
The impact of this project on academics, I am proud to report, the performance of our students have increased by more than 20% in all subjects sat in the last GSAT. There has also been a marked improvement in our grade 4 literacy test and numeracy results. Our last sitting saw our students attaining 82% in literacy and 68% in numeracy.
Warsaw Primary and Infant School now has more comfortable classrooms, upgraded roofs, improved lighting and expanded bathroom facilities. The canteen has also been modernized and a water harvesting and storage facility installed. It's the result of an $80,000 grant from the Japanese government under its grant assistance for grassroots human security project. And finally, approximately 1,000 unattached youth are now receiving training under the Universal Service Fund USF's Technology Advancement Program, TAP. The training kicked off today and will equip the participants with skills in data collection and analysis. It's the result of a partnership between the Universal Service Fund and the Caribbean Maritime University.
They will actually be getting a recognized, marketable CMU competency-based certificate, which will give an indication that they have expertise in data collection and analysis to some extent.
Dr. Brown was addressing a recent GIS think tank. Trainees under the Technology Advancement Program will be employed by the USF for at least 1 year. Some will be placed in government units to undertake technology-related tasks, while others will be sent into the field to collect information on internet penetration across the island. And that's it for GIS News Today. I'm Carrie Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
We Jamaicans are a hard-working set of people, and we at the JIS know this. That's why after a hard day's work, you can simply pop onto our website, jis.gov.jm, and be in the know with government news and information. JIS, your information hub.
In the next page of our magazine, we highlight the latest news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister. Keep viewing.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness attends CARICOM Intersessional Meeting in Haiti and promotes the use of technology to enhance efficiency in government service and law enforcement. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Prime Minister Andrew Holness was in Haiti last Monday for the 29th Intersessional Meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Government Conference. There, he led Jamaica's position on several matters key to regional integration. Among the issues discussed were the full implementation of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, disaster management, climate change financing, tourism in the region, and the impact of crime and violence. The discussions came ahead of Jamaica assuming the chair of CARICOM in July this year. While at the conference, Mr. Holness engaged his fellow heads of government on the findings of the report he commissioned into Jamaica's relations within CARICOM and CARIFORUM. The Prime Minister engaged in other high-level discussions on Tuesday as Jamaica played host to the Inter-American Development Bank IDB 7th Annual Caribbean Governors Meeting. The event provided a platform for Jamaica and the IDB to sign a $248 million loan agreement. The money will go towards the digitization of government data, providing technological support for government's implementation of the National Identification System NIDS, and bolstering Jamaica's digital capacity in national security.
What we're doing with creating now a unique ID, a digital ID, a platform for communication, a digital platform for communication and exchange of information for government, a single portal for information, and using technology to enhance law enforcement and to increase the speed of doing business is one part of the general strategy of public sector transformation.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Holness said progress was being made in the groundwork and sensitization process for the implementation of NIDS. He said the pilot implementation should begin in the last quarter of 2018 and again stressed that this national ID system was important for several reasons.
Whether it is increasing the efficiency of the public sector, the speed at which we do business, and giving the citizen an identity, the government is acting in the best interest of the citizen. And that is what we're doing. It's nothing nefarious, nothing to in any way erode the privacy of the citizen. What we are trying to do is to strengthen government so that we can better serve you.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness also asserted last week that his administration was taking bold steps to leverage technology to boost efficiency in the public sector. This includes ongoing work to digitize the public service, which includes creating web-based platforms and portals such as GovNet and gov.jm.
What we have to create now is using the efficiency gains from public sector transformation to attract people to Jamaica by virtue of the fact that Jamaica is easier to do business than anywhere else in the Caribbean. That is the premium that we are trying to create, and technology will give us the leverage to create that premium.
And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is re-emphasizing government's commitment to investing more in the justice system. There's an 8% increase in allocation to the judicial branch of government for the 2018-19 financial year.
The government has a responsibility to provide the necessary resources, and the judiciary must use these resources in an efficient manner that ensures positive outcomes in a timely fashion as we seek to secure economic and social development for our society.
Mr. Holness was addressing the swearing-in ceremony for Justice Brian Sykes, who has been appointed Jamaica's new Chief Justice.
I am confident that the Honorable Justice Brian Sykes will discharge his functions with honor, integrity, and distinction. I am confident that under his leadership, there will be a transformation of Jamaica's justice system.
And that's how we close out Jamaica House Weekly. Do join us next time for more of the news coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.
Jamaica continues to pursue a foreign policy that maintains its presence as a force of good on the world stage and positions the country to achieve its national goals. Up next, some achievements in this arena and the plan for the future.
2017 was an incredible and incredibly busy year for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. We maintained a highly visible presence internationally, fulfilling Jamaica's obligations as a responsible member of the international community while garnering support for our economic growth and development agenda. In support of this agenda, I had an extensive travel schedule, participating in numerous meetings in bilateral, regional, and multilateral fora across 17 countries. The ministry spearheaded successful campaigns for Jamaica's election to the International Maritime Organization, IMO Council, the Executive Council of the UN WTO, and the Executive Board of the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. Our participation in these bodies is directly aligned with priority areas of culture, tourism, and the development of our maritime industry and resources. Jamaica was selected to represent CARICOM during the Argentine presidency of the G20, which started in December 2017. Jamaica was also confirmed as CARIFORUM's representative to serve as president of the ACP for the period February 1 to July 2018. We became party to the Hague Convention on Civil Aspects of International Child Abduction, which facilitates collaboration between the Ministry and the Child Protection and Family Services Agency in cases of international child abduction. We also signed the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, becoming the 53rd country to do so. In terms of policy development, Cabinet adopted the National Foreign Trade Policy and Action Plan 2017 to 2020. This white paper provides a roadmap for strengthening Jamaica's participation in trade. This is important for us as a small, open, and vulnerable economy. In July 2017, the ministry hosted a successful Jamaica 55 Diaspora Conference right here in Kingston. There were over 1,300 participants, including persons from the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States of America, as well as non-traditional locations such as Cayman, Japan, Nigeria, and the UAE. The conference focused on the government's strategic priorities of sustainable and inclusive economic growth and job creation. It also showcased opportunities for diaspora investment in local business enterprises and projects of varying sizes across several sectors. In an independent survey, 93% of participants said they found it valuable, 95% said they'd recommend it to a business partner or a friend, and 86% said they would attend the next conference. The ministry successfully coordinated the establishment of UN House, a single facility for housing UN resident agencies in downtown Kingston. The government continues to work on this important project, which will encourage more coordinated engagement by Jamaica with the UN system, as well as contribute to the downtown redevelopment process. Last year, we extended our humanitarian arm. As part of an interagency team, we provided relief support and facilitated the evacuation by charter flights of 185 nationals in Caribbean countries that were devastated by Hurricanes Irma and Marie. 2018 will be a big year for Jamaica on the international stage, building on platforms established in 2017. We will represent CARICOM in the G20, the first time ever for a small island developing state. From February to July, we will hold the presidency of the 79-member-strong African, Caribbean, and Pacific Group. And from July to January 2019, Jamaica will hold the chairmanship of CARICOM. The practice of diplomacy does not exist in a vacuum. For 2018 and beyond, therefore, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade will continue to positively position Jamaica within the international community while ensuring our clear and focused contribution to national development and improving the lives of our people.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your eat.
Keep the island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
The government's work to help young people learn, earn, give and save is providing avenues for navigating personal development and making a national impact. Learn how this is being done in our next feature.
If you had the opportunity to learn a skill, earn while you're doing that, save from what you're earning, and give back to society, would you take it?
Well, yes. There's a lot of opportunity there.
So I believe being a part of this initiative is a good step.
These youngsters did, 250 of them. They are the first batch of recruits who will be trained by the Jamaica Defence Force, JDF, this year under the newly instituted National Service Corps NSC program. Approximately 1,000 persons ages 18 to 23 are being targeted each year for professional development. They will benefit from military, vocational and life skills training over the one-year period.
The government of Jamaica wants to leverage the incredible training skills of the Jamaica Defence Force to use that to spread right across Jamaica, to get our young men and women who are seeking to develop themselves, who are looking for an alternative to the life that they now lead.
The training falls under the Learn, Earn, Give and Save program, or LEGS for short. The aim is to assist young people who, by virtue of their circumstances, are deemed vulnerable. So government, through the LEGS program, is engaging youth who are not enrolled in an approved educational institution or employed to find work and be trained in a marketable skill.
I'm glad to be a part of the start of this program because it's a wonderful one.
I just wish to be the change everybody talks about.
This program have a lot to offer. You know, if you decide to choose a career path, this is the right path as well.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness met with the recruits just before they headed off to the JDF training facility at Newcastle. He encouraged them to make the best of the opportunity.
The success of the program depends on you. You are going to make this program successful for the others who will follow. How you take on to training, how you take on to national service, how you maintain the discipline and high standards of the Army, how you maintain the spirit of the Army, and how you give back to the society. This will determine whether or not the program is a success. And as I look around, I see eager young men, ready and willing to serve, ready and willing to take advantage of the opportunity you're given.
The training will equip the recruits with the ability to solve problems, manage stress, and lead healthy lifestyles. During the training period, recruits will undergo a modified version of the JDF's traditional basic military training. They will also undergo on-the-job training in various aspects of the JDF's operation units. These include the Coast Guard, Air Wing, and Engineering Unit. The recruits will also be trained in conflict resolution, communication, critical thinking, and general life skills.
It's actually a good step towards the future.
You get to learn a lot of skills and gain more knowledge than what you have got.
Upon completion of the program, participants will be given an opportunity to continue as soldiers in the JDF or join other government agencies.
I hope to achieve skills that will help me to take on the life that is set forth for my future.
Everyone wins at the end of the day. It's not just about a batch graduating to become soldiers while others are just filtered back into society. Everyone will be given an opportunity to do a work experience program at the end, which will allow them to be more qualified and more equipped for the world going forward.
This engagement of young people is a broader plan of the government to provide 25,000 work opportunities this year. So far, approximately 15,000 jobs have been identified through the formation of several core groups. These include the document management and digitization, environmental management, geographic information systems, infrastructure and construction, registration, verification and audit, hospitality core, as well as the National Service Enlistment Program of the JDF. At the end of their tenure,
your possibilities are endless. You would be far more employable than if you had not gone through this program.
The Prime Minister strongly believes that by involving youth in meaningful activities, it will reduce the chances of them being involved in illegal activities or even having the thought to do so. He pointed out that similar programs have been implemented in other countries, such as Israel, Switzerland, and South Korea, resulting in great discipline, orderliness, and togetherness.
We note that in those societies, crime and social disorder is low, but productivity and order and discipline and lawfulness is high.
This is the kind of transformation that's been targeted for Jamaica, as the government trains and employs thousands of youth each year.
And the traffic lights till somebody get hurt and the tears start cry. Save a life for the kids, for you and I. Save kids' lives. Make the road safe whether day or night, for pedestrians, passengers, cars and bikes. Save a life for the kids, for you and I. Save kids' lives.
Hey man, it's our job to keep the road them safe. And protect care of the youth them so we know them safe. And obey the road code, no race. No bother with the speeding case, make face. And check your light them on your tires and brakes. Riders on the pillions who left the helmet. I put on the cell phone, no send no text. No matter what color they on your plate.
When you're on the road, take your time. When you're on the road, bear this in mind. When you're on the road, you can save a life. When you're on the road, when you're on the road, I beg you please be safe. Wear your seatbelt to keep you safe, and make sure your helmet's in place when you're on the road.
Hey, follow me, well everybody drive good and walk good. Then teach the youth them how to cross good. I beg you obey the road signs, park good. And put the young ones in a car seats, all good. And everybody drive good and walk good. And we say young and old, I beg you cast good. Remember the dark clothes at night, that is not good. From you I use up the sidewalk, it's all good.
When you're on the road, take your time. When you're on the road, bear this in mind. When you're on the road, you can save a life. When you're on the road, when you're on the road, I beg you please be safe. Wear your seatbelt to keep you safe, and make sure your helmet's in place. When you're on the road, when you're on the road, when you're on the road.
Unfortunately, this is where the magazine ends today, but another interesting edition awaits you each day for the rest of the week and beyond. As you continue to browse our pages, remember to share your feedback and comments by sending an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. And if you just can't get enough, log on to our website, jis.gov.jm, or follow us on Twitter at JIS News and on Instagram at JIS Voice. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for browsing.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.